I still find it shocking that he's a traitor.
I
can't believe it still.
I still can't.
Oh, goodness me.
It was extra. Nick, it's lovely to see you.
It's so nice to see you both. Thank you for having me.
It was bravo.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. What an honour to be a part of, honestly. I adored it. I adored the show anyway. It's why everyone decided to do it. But I can't get over it. It's been overwhelming. And to know how it played out, but having to keep that secret for so long.
Yes, of course.
Then, as soon as the show started airing, but knowing we've got a long way to go, and oh, my goodness me. But, yeah, what an honour.
Had you told anyone? Did you tell your...
My wife.
You told your wife. So your wife was...
My
and
wife,
did you tell her that you were the reason that Alan...
No, I didn't go into all the ins and outs.
You didn't give that away, did you? Yeah, it was my fault.
I think partly because it was just, there was so much information. You know, I was away for 3 weeks, so there was so much to kind of process, and I didn't want to kind of overload like what happened, and also so that she could enjoy watching it back as well. But it was, what a rollercoaster, eh?
Talking of a rollercoaster, as you were watching it there was a moment where you just said, then I felt sick there.
Oh, just
you had a flicker.
There was a
of
tiny
doubt,
flicker of doubt, and you can slightly see it in the playback of when just before Alan. And I think it was partly because you're so used to people saying I am and always have been a faithful or whatever. But he says I am and have been from the start, and I was like, oh no, there was just this tiny glimmer of, I think I got it wrong. And I knew that if he was a traitor, and the reason why I swore was because I knew if he was a traitor, I'd got it wrong with Joe. And it was actually a double whammy of realising that Alan had fooled us all in the most brilliantly Alan way, and I got it so wrong with Joe.
Even from the word go, though, it was genius that Alan got made a traitor, and how he played it. I mean, he really tried to tell you all quite regularly that he was a traitor. I mean, he said, what would you do if you were a traitor? I'd be sweating, drinking wine. He was sweating, drinking wine. He couldn't even bring himself to say, I'm a faithful. Alan
is Alan. I cannot stress enough. He brightened up every single day in that castle. And I think that, like, obviously seeing it, how it's played out, and you follow that narrative through, and it is just, and not that I was thinking of it at the time, but my goodness, for him to win is the best possible outcome because, like, who would have thought from the start? I remember seeing that first episode and being in hysterics because obviously you only know your own game. You only see what you see, and of course you're not privy to the edit or anything like that until it goes out. And so to see that and to see the kind of the cut of Alan kind of in the turret and being interviewed, and then how he was acting with us was just marvellous. I mean, great telly.
The bit that I loved as well, that was just amazing, that very end scene. But also all the other celebrities sitting and watching it. Have you seen that footage as well? It was just... Everybody was so gripped and so in it. How did you remember what you should be doing when? What was your kind of? Did you have a kind of game plan?
Well, yeah, I think one of the problems of the well, not the problems, but one of the issues of having a game plan is that your game plan has to adapt every single day, and especially if you're a faithful, because there are two ways you could go: you can be banished or you can be murdered, and it is like that every single day. And of course, the dynamic of the group changes every single day depending on who's gone and what that might mean or what that might not mean. And so, yeah, you can try and have a game plan or a strategy. I mean, the only one that I did sort of swear by was one that you can't win on your own as a faithful. So as a faithful, you have to be prepared to be sacrificed, either yourself or other faithfuls. That is just the nature of the game. But also, you don't need to get traitors out until the end. You just don't, because you don't win at that point. You only win at the end if you're faithful. So actually, to ally yourself with a traitor, if you really believe them to be a traitor, to make them believe that you think they're a faithful, I thought was quite a useful thing to do. And I did do that with Jonathan and with Kat to a degree. But obviously, you got it wrong with Joe.
That's what Joe was doing as well, of course.
Well,
he was convinced, I'm going to go and I'm going to sweet talk Kat and Alan, thinking I'm with them. We're going to get rid of David and it's all going to be over. Unfortunately, he wasn't banking on Mohammed coming in and scuppering that.
There were just a few little things where he was like, I just want it to be in me and you at the final, where I was like, oh, God, this is like Harry and Molly from series 2. Yeah. And then I was like... And then everything becomes confirmation bias. Him apologising to Kat, I was like, he's apologising because she's a traitor. And then I even, like, retrospectively started thinking, oh, him and Jonathan were traitors, and they had agreed to sort of go at each other because it would protect the other, and your mind explodes. And don't forget, you're there isolated for 3 weeks at that point, and they're pulling all these tricks on you.
Do you know what I loved, though? I loved watching Little and Large, the two of you together, watching this bromance.
Which way round?
But of course, you didn't go with the strategy initially. You turned on him. Has he forgiven you, Nick?
He has. I'm seeing him on Friday. He instantly forgave me, like, the minute minute I stepped outside the castle. But it was just, I mean, he was shocked. He was absolutely shocked by it. But you just are so convinced by your logic, your instincts, your emotions at that moment.
We saw him the other day, and he sent us a little message for you.
Where do I look?
Nick,
oh, God.
It's your old faithful mate Joe. I just want to say how much I still love you.
Oh, thanks.
I know you got me at the end.
Yes.
But it was just a game, and you'll always be my hundy.
Oh,
even if you weren't. If that makes sense. Love you, mate.
Oh, I love you too, Joe. He's so nice. And, you know, I had no idea. I was aware of him being, you know, playing rugby and everything, but I'd never met him before. And instantly we kind of had this connect. He's got such a brilliant... He's so mischievous. He's got such a naughty...
Really mischievous. And he was on the rugby pitch as well.
Quite, yeah.
Really mischievous.
He's got a really naughty streak, and I loved that. And him, Joe Wilkinson, as well, was a lovely pairing.
I think one of the things that's been really great is for lots of people that might know you from your acting, don't necessarily know you from your comedy, and like Joe, like we know who Joe Marler is, but you didn't necessarily know who he is. And this has given you an opportunity, because I know you're on tour still, aren't you?
So the most recent, this current leg of tour just finished last night, but I start up again next spring. It's called Show Pony.
Show Pony. Yeah. And it's huge.
Me as Mr. Swallow.
You as Mr. Swallow, who's just a wonderful, wonderful character. And you are a magician and a trickster, and you can do all sorts of things.
Yeah. So I started up, you know, before acting, I used to work as a magician for a while, and so that's how I sort of paid for university and stuff like that.
They've given me a Rubik's Cube, because apparently one of the things you say is you can complete a Rubik's Cube in 60 seconds.
Well, maybe not 60 seconds, but we can do it while chatting
and talking. Is this something you learned as a kid?
No, it's something... I had one as a kid, but I think I just took all the stickers off as a way of, like, completing it. But I used to do it in a Mr. Swallow show, so I learnt it as part of a show. But it's all to do with, like, pattern recognition and so on. But it'll take... This is quite a stiff cube, so it might take a minute or two, but I can carry on chatting at the same time.
OK, did that help you on the show, being good at puzzles and things like that?
Well, I think it sort of ostensibly helped in some of the missions.
Challenges, right?
And I remember particularly with, well, for all of them, but for particularly that first mission, I really remember thinking, because I was a faithful, and I knew I was a faithful at that point, I really wanted to kind of give my all in the missions, because I thought, well, that's a way of sort of surviving. But then, obviously, Tom Daly, who's so astute and competitive in a brilliant way, he went almost, I think, the day after.
Yes.
So I don't know how... It sort of didn't feel like it was necessarily going to help.
Someone who did give everything and more during the challenges was Celia Imrie. She was very generous with her
wind.
That was quite a... until you did what you did, that was the moment of the series.
TV moment of the year. Oh, I adore... I'm actually acting with Celia in a show at the moment.
Are you?
She is absolutely brilliant. And again, Celia... Everyone thinks that Celia is classically trained. She came up through panto, and I think that shows, because she is also very mischievous, very, very naughty.
It is.
And her comic timing is brilliant as well. She's got that great sense of timing.
Great. Right, I think we're getting there.
Knowing everything you know now, would you do it again?
You know what? I wouldn't do it again, but not because I didn't enjoy it, only because I had such a pure experience.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to do it in about 2 or 3 moves. It was such a pure experience. This should be it. I think that's it.
Yes!
I had such a pure time doing it, and I think because I obviously made it through to the end, I don't think I could ever really top. And obviously the way it kind of played out, I adored it, and I would recommend anyone who is a fan of the show to do it. But no, I think I would be... I'm done. I never wanted to do really reality TV, but I loved that show so much. I was like, how can I say no?
It's going to be hard to top as well, isn't it? Can I just quickly ask about Ted Lasso?
Of course.
New series, because you know how much I love it. And Nate was West Ham for a while.
Yeah.
Although evil.
Yeah.
In a way. What can we expect? Do you win? Are we going to see...
I'm not allowed to say either way, but I know... I actually saw them because they came to the show last night, actually. Did Jason and Hannah and Brendan. So they're filming at the moment. It's about the women's football team, and so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
Expertly done.
That's all my Traitors training.
Yeah, expertly done, my friend. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks so much for having me.
You kept us riveted. It was brilliant. It was wonderful to see you in there.
I apologise to the nation.
Yes, more importantly. You can, of course, catch up with Celebrity Traitors on the
Thank you
iPad.
for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.